Right, so basically I'm going to jump right in. I thought I was going to do a little video because I haven't seen one video that properly shows off this exhaust system by Garagewhifbitz. So yeah, I'm just going to jump in, do a little POV drive. I've showed a little rev at the start so you can hear that, and yeah, I'm just going to pop the window open and you can hear how this thing sounds. We'll go on a little drive around the block and just see how it is. Put it into manual mode like we do. Give it a little spin up in the car park. Gotta enjoy the pops and bangs that you get. So compared to the OEM exhaust, you get a lot more pops and bangs than you normally do. And right, we're all good. So you can probably hear that we've got a much deeper tone on the exhaust. It definitely sounds so much better than stock. And you do get the burbles because it gets rid of the OPF on the exhaust, which to me is just a complete waste of time. I don't know why they bother putting that in. Obviously exhaust regulations, but it's a sports car and you shouldn't really be having that. You know, Lamborghini finds a way. Be a nice civilian, you know, let everyone pass. Gotta show what's happening. We're going for a nice spirited drive today, nothing too crazy. Showing off the exhaust, show what's happening. Yeah, not too much talking, want you to be able to hear what's going on here. I don't know whether you can hear the pops and bangs, but I can assure you that they're prominent and they're definitely there. We've got a Skoda behind us trying to give it some and show us what they've got. We can show off this exhaust now. Put the window so you can hear what it sounds like with the interior noise. It's not too crazy. It doesn't sound out of this world loud. You could definitely do with a downpipe, but for a titanium system, catback, I think it's ideal for what you're probably looking for. So yeah, I'll give it a little blip here. You can have a listen to how this sounds. So if you make sure it's in sports mode, this has got sports plus on it, but if you put normal sports mode on, I found that you get better pops and bangs. So if I give this a little rev up to 5k, you can hear all the burbles, which normally when you're driving the stock car you can't hear at all. Yeah, so you get some nice burbles from the exhaust. Sounds so much better than the stock one. And has a really nice deep burble when you let off on the throttle. So when you're keeping it low revs, say around 2000, then you get the really bassy sound from the exhaust. As it is a titanium system, you can hear that it really does make a lot of noise. But then, you know, when you let off, it's not there. You know, it's only really when you're touching the throttle. And if you keep this car out of sports mode, it'll definitely sound a lot better. I mean, it doesn't really drone at all, but you can hear how when you just go through the gears on a short range, it just sounds nice, nothing too crazy, and just makes a nice note. If you put it back into automatic mode, it'll do all the gears for you, so you can hear how that sounds as well. When we get down to a bit slower speeds, I will whack the windows open so you can hear how it sounds again from the outside, because the cabin noise, there's a lot of sound deadening, so you can't really hear what's going on with the exhaust. but when you whack the windows open, you can definitely hear the sound. But as I say, it could definitely do with a downpipe, so keep that in mind when buying the system. I'd recommend getting the Garagewhifbitz downpipe as well if you can tune your car. If not, then I'd obviously wait. But I love the overrun. Without that APF, it just sounds so much better. We'll whack the window open now so you can hear it a bit better. I also have the ArmaSpeed intake in place, so apparently that does give the car a few more pops and bangs, so just keep that in mind if you're buying this system. Obviously I've got that as well, so that is supposed to increase pops and bangs, so I'm not sure how the OEM sort of system will sound by itself without the air filter, but I can imagine that you probably don't get as many pops and bangs. A roaring start from the Fiesta, giving it some on the public roads, really showing what it's got. So the problem is with having this induction kit is you can't probably hear the exhaust as much as you'd like, because as soon as you give a bit of turbo, you just get wind. Well, you get turbo noise obviously, but you just get like whooshing. So I will give you a little bit of second gear action here. There you go, so you can hear the overrun. Definitely sounds nuts when you let off on that throttle. Sadly though, I was actually expecting with this system that you'd get the DSG farts that you get when you have the stock USA car. But sadly you still don't get them. You do really get a proper nice tone with the titanium system though. It really does do the car justice, and it does sound excellent. I absolutely love this system. I think for the money you're not going to get a better sounding titanium system than this. Just sounds absolutely phenomenal, especially when you're cruising around town as well and you've just keeping the revs low and you just got that bass. It definitely turns a few heads. Put the window back up slightly to keep it open a bit. I just can't help myself. I always find that I end up going back through the gears and just giving it a little bit, just to hear them pops and bangs, and the lovely air filter as well. Really does give it a nice touch when you have that ArmaSpeed intake on there. So you get the lovely turbo noise, and then you get that like really distinct overrun. Sounds so good, sounds so phenomenal, that like overrun. This is how the car should come standard, to be fair, but sadly it doesn't. And the reason it probably sounds so quiet in here as well is because I did turn off my my speakers as well. The exhaust note playing through the speakers, I used I don't even know what it's called now, a Bimelink, obviously, OBD adapter, I think it was. Yeah, you can just use that to turn the exhaust, well, the fake exhaust note out of the speakers, because I just find that shit pointless. Just all the way through the rev range, and you know, whether you pave it, whether you like absolutely blitzing it or you taking it steady, just nice cruise on a drive, it just sounds great. It doesn't matter, as long as you keep it in sports mode and you keep that valve open, it just sounds phenomenal. I drive everywhere in manual mode, so it doesn't really make a difference for me having it in sports or comfort, because I do the gears myself anyway. Yes, you're going to have a little bit more throttle response when you do sports mode, but that's fine to me. You know, the amount of times I drive this car, I'll probably always keep it in sports mode. Very rare that I'll put it in automatic and actually use the comfort mode, because I just find it too boring, to be honest with you. Open the window and go through this little village and give them a bit of exhaust now, give them a little bit of noise. I'm sure they'll enjoy that. Close that side window and just keep this one open. Just sounds so good. You probably can't even hear the exhaust over the sound of that ArmaSpeed intake. It's so obnoxiously loud. Absolutely love the sound of this exhaust. It sounds so good. But I definitely think it's going to need a downpipe on it. I just want them DSG farts in between the gears, especially with not having the manual transmission, so may as well make the most of the auto. So relaxing driving this car at night though, because the interior is such a nice place to be. I don't even know if you'll be able to see anything at the moment. I imagine my camera is probably pointing straight at the roof and you won't be able to see a thing, but I've got to see how I'm pulling out of the junction, sadly. Right, let's give it some. Window up. This car from stock, this isn't mapped at all. So bloody quick. I'm surprised that I don't know, I'm just surprised at the performance for a stock car, to be totally honest. Coming from a Corsa VXR before this, it was certainly a different power band, that's for sure. We've got to give it some through the tunnel, don't we? We've got to see what it sounds like. Both windows down. Let's have a listen. Oh, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff indeed. Windows back up. We'll leave that one slightly open. And we'll just do one more lap around the village, and I think that'll be it. I think that'll be it for showing you how this car, you know, sounds and everything with the exhaust on. Keep it a bit more sensible around here because people get a bit arsey about that sort of thing, which is understandable. But it just gives you a bit more of a chance to hear how it sounds in an enclosed area. I will show you actually real quick if I do put it back in completely automatic mode, and that is it, just driving normally. You can't even tell the exhaust on there, it sounds completely stock. You'd honestly never know, to be totally honest, until you start downshifting. You'd have no idea. So yeah, that's a bit boring for me though. I don't really like it sounding how it did before, so we keep everything open and keep the exhaust popping and banging. I am looking forward to getting a downpipe, and I probably will do another video showing how this exhaust system does sound with obviously a sports cat in place. You know, we want to keep it legal and everything, totally. But yeah, we want to hear how that sounds completely straight through pretty much, so you know, we'll see how that sounds. I just love flicking through the box on this car. Oh, it's actually in Sports Plus, so we don't get the pops and bangs. There we go, now we've got them again. So yeah, it's very weird. If you get Sports Plus on the car with the OBD meter, it actually doesn't give you the pops and bangs, which I find very weird, to be honest. Just like not mapped in, I guess, but I think it sounds so much better with the burble tune on it. Hopefully this microphone's doing the car justice, and you can actually hear how bassy the exhaust is compared to the stock one. I wish I would have done a video with the stock exhaust, but the only way I can describe it is like the car didn't have one. It sounded like an electric car, to be totally honest with you. Basically no noise at all. The only noise I had was from the ArmaSpeed induction kit, which, you know, it's very obnoxious, and you can barely hear this exhaust as it is. You can hear it's there, but with the other one, there was absolutely nothing at all. You know, cold start, that's probably all you could hear. Last little run now through the village. Now the exhaust system's sounding really nice through here. You can hear it bellowing. just hear them. Try and creep past these people so they don't see the GoPro on my head. I don't think we're going to do that though. I hate speed bumps. But yeah, that is basically going to be my POV done. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to drop a like for all this fuel money I'm using on you guys, showing you how great this exhaust system sounds. And yeah, that's about it really. I'll be back obviously when I've put the downpipe on the car and you can have a listen to how that sounds, but at the moment it sounds pretty good how it is. Sounds fantastic, to be honest. Oh, I don't know whether they're waiting for me there. Give them a little flash anyway. But yeah, thank you very much for watching the video guys. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed. Love you all.